Hello, dear friends. Welcome to Kardec Radio, where we're here to nourish our souls. Norah, the host of this program, that's by Joanna Angelis through Divaldo, Franco. This beautiful, beautiful, loving book that is really transformational. So today, Joanna is giving us a beautiful message. In our search for love, we are unlikely to find it in what appears to be the right people, places, or situations. We must find it within ourselves and then extend it to others. Super interesting, friends, right? For us to get this beautiful message right now when the world is really a big lesson, right? This big school of learning that really what we need is just more love. And where or how can we expand this love? The world teaches us that love is sort of like outside of us, right? This very simple, separate thing. We see it in fairy tales: a prince, a princess, find the soulmate, the happily ever afters. We're surrounded with social media with all these perfect love stories, right? In the movies, the books, and it's that right there is almost setting that expectation for our own relationships, right? And then what ends up happening is that we believe that love is something to be found in another person, a partner, in a dream job, some vacation location, or some different place that we think, oh, that's the true definition of love. Just like we start to think about what is happening today in the world, in our society, things start to shift for us a little bit, right? Because we start to navigate this life's complex landscape, and we start to realize that perception of love is somewhat misleading if it's on the outside, because there's so many things on the outside that come and go. But when we are solid, right, and we learn that love starts with self-love, things begin to shift, right? This is a source of strength, resilience, and compassion. It's like a spiritual journey that takes us deep into our own hearts and souls. But a key point in this, friends, especially as spiritists, is to remember that this self-love is rooted in God. It's not a selfish love. It's also not about always putting ourselves, us, right? But it's finding that balance, because when we put God as the foundation, as the core of our existence, as we're, practicing self-love before, right? As Joanna says, we extend this to others. There is a balance, there is harmony. In the Gospel according to Spiritism by Allan Kardec, Spirits, right? Chapter 11, Love Your Neighbor as Yourself. Beautiful lessons there, really, friends. But let's think a little bit about how this comes into play. Because once we are rooting God, learning how to self-love, now we gotta love our neighbor, right? And in this item 10, just snippets of it, it says, esteemed fellow students, the spirits who are here present say to you through my intermediary, love with all your heart, so that in turn you too may be loved, right? We can make an inference there that to be able to love, we're already working on that self-love to turn this into this very beautiful spiritist foundation paradigm of loving our neighbors, loving as ourselves, right? Then the spirit continues, as the study of spiritual matters has developed your understanding of the future, one of the things you can be sure, you are progressing in the direction of God and will see fulfilled all the promises which correspond to the aspirations of your soul. Again, leading this this life with God in the direction of God. That is why it is necessary to elevate oneself. There it is, right there, friends, so that we may be able to judge ourselves with the constraint of matter. Why we must never condemn our neighbor without first directing our thoughts to God. So again, we see this beautiful balance. As Joanna say, first it's inside of us, And as we're in the direction of God, even the way we see others, right? That expression, like projecting. What are we projecting? Or even interesting too, when we are with others, what is it about the other person that it's kind of like, we're feeling a little sting? Yeah. Is it something that it's, so when we start to practice that self love, working on ourselves, there's a higher percentage, right? That we will just be in more balanced relationships. We know how to have healthy boundaries, right? And with God and the mentors and all the beautiful vibrations, imagining now how this would elevate the energy of the planet. So, in our search for love, let's remember that right people, places, situations will never really fulfill until we have found that love us inside of us first, right? We cultivate love within our own hearts, putting God at that core of that experience that we can share with the world. And so when we start to do this, the world will start to emanate, and we can imagine the amazing things that begin to happen. And sometimes we think, oh, it's on a mass scale, but the power of community is incredible. It's in our little circles, right? Because those are places and spaces that we can really, really project what is unique to that area, that is needed to that area, that will help, right, that space elevate in so many ways. So let's not disregard the power of community resilience, right? It's so beautiful. And then adding in that love element is very, very powerful. To end today, friends, we're going to again grab this beautiful poem from this book, Watering the Soul. It's not spiritist, but my gosh, it is healing. And just how Joanna de Angelis today is really helping us, reminding us self-love, but also we love others to extend that love. We don't just keep it, we extend it. And sometimes, as this poem say, we think, well, I don't know how to, or maybe I'm not good enough. So let's take the words of this poem and see where do we come in here and how we can express more love. In time, I hope you understand. You don't need to be the entire sky or the highest mountain, the tallest tree or the whole ocean. You are a flash of color within a beautiful sunrise, a snow-capped peak, the crown upon the mountainside. You are the roots beneath the tree, an ancient foundation born in the night, a drop in the sea, forever and always glistening in the moonlight. When you expect too much of yourself, you lose the magic of what it means to simply and truthfully just be you. That's so beautiful, getting chills, because that's the message. When we are ourselves, rooted in God, everything begins to fall into place. We build those healthy boundaries. And my gosh, and we really need, as the society is progressing, the more love, the better, dear friends. Thank you so much for joining us here at Kardec Radio, where we're always nourishing our souls. Let's not forget other programs here. Hopefully, we've all been having an amazing week. Getting into the weekend, may we all be saved. And let us remember that we are loved. Bye, friends.